You mentioned that this thing that fascinates me, you and the other captains sitting up there on stage.
Can you imagine the four of us sitting there and trying to be funny and 4,000 or 5,000 people laughing at I don't know what, you know?
But what I would think, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a suck-up or anything, but you're sitting up there.
Just taking Altoids.
You're trying to get through this interview as best I can. Must use all training from Enterprise. I'm curious. You're sitting up there with the other captains. Yeah. You're sitting up there with
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart and all the rest of them, and Kate Mulgrew, right, and so on, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, you got to be sitting there thinking, hey, but I'm the original captain. I am the captain.
No, I'm
Don't
thinking,
you have kind of an attitude
I'm
when you're up
hey,
there?
they're working. They're working at the...
No, you're doing fine. Do you ever, I mean, when they're talking, do you kind of go like this and roll your eyes a lot?
No, Patrick and I, for example, are really great friends. But what we get a lot of is, well, what would you know, if I met Captain Kirk and Captain Picard, what would you do? And who's the better man and all that? The story I can only think of in that comparison is that Patrick was staying at a hotel across the street from me, and we were going to meet at my hotel, and he took a cab.
Across the street?
In Las Vegas, the streets are fairly wide.
Yeah.
And he was staying at, so he took a cab. I don't know. So the cab driver said, "Where do you want to go?" He said, "Across the street." And the cab driver said, "Get out of my car. Get out of my cab." He says, "I will not." He says, "You will so." "I will not." So the cab driver came out and dragged him out of the car. Mm-hmm. And said, "Nah, oh, you're Captain Picard." So he said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Oh, well, I'm lucky, because if it was Captain Kirk, I'd really be in trouble." And that was...
So you're the better man.
Always.
If you two, I'm not suggesting you do
No,
this.
don't suggest that.
Okay, I'm just saying that if the two of you actually fought each other in a cage match...
Yes.
And you charge money on cable...
Yeah.
And you said it's Picard, Kirk, and who, you know, only one gets out alive,
right.
I think everybody in America would tune in to see that. And you'd make a lot of money. And...
Yeah, but I'm against killing, and I don't want him to die now.
Very arrogant man. There was a period in your life, it's all joking around, kidding. It's always nice when you come. We have a good time. We keep it light. There was a period after Star Trek was canceled where you seriously had no money. You were in very bad shape financially, and I'm curious about that period. We've never talked about it.
Right.
Well, how bad was it?
Well, it was bad enough so that I needed to. I went on tour in the Straw Hat Circuit with a truck and a cab over the truck. You know, the thing you put in a truck that
what?
Well, you know, the thing you put on the back bed of a truck, the little housing.
They call that the George Michael. Yeah.
The George Michael on the bed
yeah.
of the truck.
No, you're talking about the... Yeah, okay, I gotcha. The little trailer.
Right, the trailer. So that whenever I came to a theater, I would take it off the bed of the truck, and it stands on 4 legs. Mm-hmm. And when it's standing on 4 legs, it looks like the moon lander, you know?
Right. So
I'm in the theater and living in the moon lander, and then loaded up and off I'd go. So
you were living out of this thing, literally.
Yeah. And weird things would happen to me as a result of living in a moon. Early one morning on the little moon lander. Yeah. And it's a kid. This was some years ago, when the shots to the moon were going on. Kid says, I said, "What do you want?" He says, "Are you Captain Kirk?" And I said, "Well, you know, yeah." Is this your...
I play Captain Kirk, but it's a long story, yeah.
Is this your rocket ship? Uh-huh. And I said, "Well, yes, it is."
Meanwhile, you have like 5 o'clock shadow.
What are you talking
Your
about?
hair's all crazy.
So he says, "Can I come in?" So he's like, "Come on in." So I show him the shower. I said, "There's the transportation room, you know." and the stove was with the signals and all that. Uh-huh. So there's a kid. There's a 25-year-old young man walking around thinking he was in Captain Kirk's spaceship.
I think there's a 25-year-old kid walking around thinking, like, that guy's crazy. I saw him later. He was wearing an ant head. Spectre is in bookstores right now everywhere. Also, folks, check out WilliamShatner.com. I'm guessing that's computer related. And our crude technology, it must seem silly to you. And finally, It's a big deal here on the Earth. And also the official Star Trek collectible phone cards. Look at those, huh? There you are.
AT&T, a prepaid telephone card.
And you use these yourself?
Oh, of course. They're good for college kids, everything, you know. And I'm going to college.
Are you going to make money off this?
I don't think so.
You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, I'm sure.
Well, so far, it's not so good, but...
You'll be back in that trailer in no time. All right, William Shatner. Hey, thank you very much. Good to have you here. Kathy Griffin's coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.